Doink the Clown started appearing on WWF viewers' televisions in late 1992 as a heel playing tricks on fans and wrestlers before making his in-ring debut in 1993. The brainchild of Vince McMahon and Road Warrior Hawk of all people, in a time where plumbers, mounties, and whatever the hell the Mantar was got TV time, Doink fit the early 90s product perfectly. Doink started off as a miserable clown that could get it done in the ring. The first wrestler to portray Doink was Matt Bourne. Bourne was a technically efficient wrestler who could hang with the best. Doink was over with the crowd, and McMahon was intent on pushing him. He won his WrestleMania debut against Crush thanks to some help from another identical Doink the Clown. Wait, another Doink? Yeah, there were two Doinks, and there'd be plenty more where that came from. The following wrestlers have portrayed Doink the Clown at one point. Matt Bourne, Steve Kieran, Steve Lombardi, Ray Apollo, Mo, Mabel, Bushwhacker Luke and Bushwhacker Butch, Mark Starr, Jeff Jarrett, Ace Darling, Dusty Wolf, Chris Jericho, Nick Dinsmore, and Dwayne Henderson. From Doink's WrestleMania win, he'd go on to face WWE legends, the Macho Man Randy Savage and Mr. Perfect in matches on Raw. He also faced the excellence of execution, Bret Hart at SummerSlam. Doink aligned with Jerry the King Lawler and faced Bret at SummerSlam because King faked an injury. On September 26th, 1993, Doink turned on Jerry Lawler, turning babyface in the process. Doink would embarrass Lawler and Bobby Heenan on WWF TV during September. Matt Bourne was suspended that month, and Steve Lombardi, better known as the Brooklyn Brawler, took over the Doink the Clown moniker on house shows. Bourne disagreed with the turn and felt it should have remained a more serious heel character like it was originally presented as. Nonetheless, the goofiness continued as Dink the Clown debuted on the November 27th edition of Wrestling Superstars as a gift to Doink. Dink was a little person wrestler portrayed by Claude Giroux. Not that Claude Giroux. Most of Dink's appearances came with the Ray Apollo version of Doink, as Matt Bourne, the original Doink, left the WWF due to drug-related issues in December 1993. Doink and Dink feuded with Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon from late 1993 into 1994. In a match fitting for the WWF at the time, Doink and Dink lost to Bigelow and Vachon at WrestleMania 10 in mixed tag action. From there, Doink would go on to lose to the eventual 1994 King of the Ring winner, Owen Hart, in the first round. Doink then feuded with Jerry Lawler and had the most WWF 1994 era match of all time. The Royal Family, consisting of Jerry Lawler, Cheesy, Queasy, and Sleazy, beat Clowns R Us, which included Doink, Dink, Pink, and Wink, at the 1994 Survivor Series. Doink would become a full-fledged jobber after that, losing to Jeff Jarrett, Akushi, Waylon Mercy. He took on a young Hunter Hearst Helmsley in Doink's final TV match on Raw in September of 1995. Doink would appear one more time in the 90s for WWF on TV, getting attacked by Stone Cold Steve Austin, while the crowd chanted, "Kill the Clown!" It symbolized the end of the cartoon era and the beginning of the not-yet-named Attitude Era. Since 1997, Doink has made many appearances on WWE TV, with it being easy for just about anyone to throw in the face paint, wig, and head on out there and mess around with the audience and wrestlers. Some of Doink's notable moments include Ray Apollo donning the paint again during the WrestleMania X7 Gimmick Battle Royal, an appearance on the 15th anniversary of Raw in 2007 by Matt Bourne for his final time on WWE TV. Steve Lombardi losing to Heath Slater on Raw in 2012. Doink's also showed up outside of WWE many times, most notably when Bourne showed up as Doink in ECW. Bourne would try to reinvent the character in 2010, drawing influence from Heath Ledger's Joker, but the run was short-lived. Honestly, given the amount of wrestlers to portray Doink over the year, you might just happen to see him on your local independent show. This inaugural episode of Superkick Wrestling Bios is dedicated to Matt Osborne, the most memorable Doink the Clown. As I mentioned earlier, he was released from the WWF due to drug-related issues. Bourne would tragically pass away at the age of 55 because of an accidental drug overdose. This episode is dedicated to the life and the career of Matt Bourne, aka Doink the Clown.